AEW comes to the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson for AEW Collision. And joining us is the man they call Daniel Garcia, joining us from Buffalo right now. Daniel, are you staying warm? How's the snowstorm and everything going on with that?
Man, it's pretty bad. We got about 2 feet out here. I tried to fly home on Sunday, got stuck in New York City for a couple of days, but finally made it home yesterday. Had to shovel out the driveway, shovel out the car. We're pushing through.
Did you consider going to Buffalo Bills Stadium, to help them out to make sure they could get the Steelers game in?
Not a shot. Not a shot. They can figure that all out themselves. They got NFL money, I'm not shoveling your stadium for you.
No, they did. They were saying like 20 an hour for people that wanted to come in some free food, which meant hot dogs. So you know what? If you wanted to get your money that way.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like people made a fun time of it. They were like sliding down the stairs, throwing snowballs at each other. But, I was a little too exhausted. So.
No, I mean, obviously, you've been putting in work, and I messed up the interview already. I need to go back, pretend this is the beginning with the Men in Black light, because it is 2024, and the way Cat Williams set the tone for interviews this year. I'm going to ask you as we proceed, if you could give me some of that Cat Williams energy. Matter of fact, if you could give me a little bit of that Stephen A. Smith energy, because he wanted to
expose everybody. That's what you want.
Yo, well, speaking of that, I'm not going to lie. I take these interviews very seriously, and I do a lot of research, and by that, I look through people's Twitters, and this is going to be weird because we've never met before. This is like our first interaction. I don't even consider it meeting because it's not in person and it's in Zoom and all that, but I did go through your likes on Twitter.
My likes? Oh, no.
No, I was like, I had to go deep because some people don't tweet a lot. Well, here's the thing. The thing I appreciated, there was some photos, some things that people posted that I had already liked. So basically I was like, oh, we both freaky frogs on Twitter. So there's like a level, of appreciation. No, we are locked in for sure. And look, your boss likes to be on Twitter. Tony likes to tweet from time to time. He always takes it to 10 whenever he feels the need to. And honestly, he's the boss and he got the money, so he can do whatever the hell he wants. Mm-hmm. For you, when you see that on Twitter, it has to feel dope to know that you guys are being backed up by the guy who's putting all this together, right?
Man, a lot of people don't like what Tony says on Twitter, but I look at it like it's his company first and foremost. He can do whatever he wants. He's the one putting the money behind this company. He's paying all our salaries. That's on him. But it's great to know that you have somebody willing to put themselves out there and that's willing to fight for his team. That's what I love most about it. He says whatever he wants because he really believes in us and knows that we can back it up.
No, and it's dope. And me as a fan, it's been cool, realizing, I think the key word that everyone looks to use is tribalism, right? They're repping for this squad or they're repping for that squad. And it's been cool for myself to realize when I was a kid, there used to be two arguments I used to get into all the time because I'm from Cleveland. It was LeBron and Jordan or LeBron, Jordan, Kobe. And then the kids who had PlayStations and the kids who had Xboxes. Mm-hmm. And then I grew up and I got a job and I'm like, oh, guess what? I can buy both. We good. I don't have to be on either side. And that's kind of how I view everything else. I'm enjoying everything, bro. I was at the TNA show this weekend. It was amazing. I'm going to be at AEW. It's going to be lit. And a couple weeks ago or a few days ago, I know Natalia Tyson Kidd, they posted some videos from the dungeon. And I think there was some people that were shocked because they're like, bro, why is this guy and this woman from here and here and they're all training together? Is that probably one of the biggest misconceptions from you guys as the talent, that you guys interact and you guys are training and all that? Is that one of the biggest misconceptions?
Yeah, I think everybody, because, like you said, tribalism is a big thing. Just because the fans are so either AEW or WWE, they think that the talent is like that as well. They think that, we hate each other and that we don't interact with each other. But when it comes down to it, having both companies is great for all of us. It gets us all more money. It makes the product way better. Competition is great. And, so we're very grateful for WWE succeeding. And I'm sure people at WWE, the talent, is very successful, is very grateful for AEW being successful. And, all talent, for the most part, I think everyone gets along and interacts with each other. Whenever we see each other at a big, like Wale Mania event, WrestleMania weekend, it's always love. Never no drama.
And not only you two guys, the Giants, but yeah, I mean, I know you got roots in PWG. I mentioned another company. Like everyone is thriving right now. These past
Yeah.
12 to 18 months, like things have been insane, and this weekend especially. And in all this insanity, I know as we head into this new year and 2024 is here. Of course, you got the end of the year awards from all these different places. And I believe Wrestle Purist voted you as the most underrated wrestler in the US for 2023. And that was voted on by
Mhm.
fans, by media, and things like that. For you, how did you take that news when you saw that?
I think it was very fitting for this year. I think this year I spent a lot of time not doing things that showed my full potential. But I feel like for the last month, 2 months of the year, I feel like I was really able to show what I can do. So I feel like excluding those past 2 months, I was definitely one of the most underrated people in the world. And I think going into 2024, I'm going to be in conversations for not the most underrated, but conversations about one of the best.
No, I love to see it. AEW's been rolling out the new graphics. They got your boy in there, front and center. So shout out
Mm-hmm.
to you. And then I also appreciated in my research, which was checking through your Twitter, you did tweet something out. And let me make sure I get this correctly. So let me look over here. Someone you can build around, someone you can run your offense through. Very Joel Embiid vibes, which I loved.
Mm-hmm.
I love to do that. For you, when you sent that out to the world, was that just a statement to let people know? Was it something to like hold yourself accountable to, that you're like, oh, I can see this and so can everyone else? Like, what was the meaning behind that?
The meaning is exactly what it says. I really feel like I am somebody that can be built around. You see people that have so much stock put into them, people like at AEW, people like MJF, Darby Allin, um, John Moxley, Brian Danielson. I truly believe that I am one of those people that you can put that stock in and I will return it. And I will show you what I can do when you put that energy and that focus into me. I will pay it back tenfold. I promise you.
Well, no, I love it, and I'm very big on speaking it into existence. Like I'll say it right now,
Yeah,
Chris Van Vliet,
100%.
I'm coming for you. No, I'm just kidding. It's all love. We can all win. So Collision's gonna be here Super Bowl weekend, right?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
so first off, I feel like you're already when you heard that you guys were coming back to town, you got circulating plans and stuff. So do you have Super Bowl plans? And also like anybody can be at Vegas at any time. It's the advantage that we have. Like if people think New
Hmm.
York and LA, like no, Vegas is the same. You never know who's here from anywhere, but everyone's going to be here for the Super Bowl and Super Bowl week.
Yes.
So is there like a ranking of people you're trying to pull up on, like Rihanna, or like what's the game plan?
Oh, Rihanna. I mean, Rihanna. She's a little taken. I feel like I think she's having her third kid right now with ASAP Rocky. So,
Salute to
the
him. Three. I
and
didn't know about this.
shout out to Fenty Skin. I started using their new lip balm. It's going pretty well. But I'm not the biggest football guy. Like I'm not super into football. So no Super Bowl plans. But I know last time we were in Vegas for Double or Nothing weekend, me and some of the boys, especially my boy Isaiah Cassidy and Dave from security, man, we had ourselves a time. I'm still recovering from that week, Labor Day weekend. So I'm still recovering a little bit. So hopefully by the time the Super Bowl rolls around, I'll be in good form to go.
Tip in Vegas, clear bottles. You never know what's in them. So shout out to you, Dave, in security, because I don't know during this junket that you're talking to all these people how many times he's gonna get this shout out. Shout out to him and Isaiah. His vlogs are crazy. That
Yes,
man is
sir.
crazy. No, that's dope. Also, by the way, Wu-Tang Clan, they're historic first rap residency in Vegas history.
Oh, really?
They're starting it that weekend. Like, are you interested?
Mm, maybe. Last time I think we were in Vegas, Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak had a residency that I tried to go to.
Yes.
Didn't Tickets were crazy. Like I couldn't even get my hands on a ticket for less than like two bands. So it was like crazy. The timing just didn't work out. So I'm gonna have to make this one work.
Well, would you be interested? So, like, I gotta ask you because you're from New York, so automatically you have to love hip hop, right? And I know West Side
Yeah,
Guns brought you out a couple times. Shout
my
out to
guys.
Griselda. Are you a Wu Tang kid? Because I'm not a Wu Tang guy, but growing up, because I was born in '93, like that was past my time. I was a baby when they was doing what they was
Hmm.
doing, and going back and trying to learn so much history, I might have missed that chapter to go fully like a
Yeah.
Wu Tang head. How about you?
I'm the exact same way. Like, nothing but respect for them, everything they've done. Like, I like some songs, but I'm not somebody who like goes back and listens to the entire catalog. You were born in 93, was past your time. I was born in 98. So it's even way more past my time. But somebody old like you know, you might be a
Bruh.
little more likely to go back and listen to it.
You know what I hate about successful people
I'm
that are
listening to
younger
Ice
than me?
Spice.
Yup. By the way, when I said the Twitter and your likes, you see the vision. You see the vision. We know what
Yes,
we're
sir.
talking about. You might as well
Locked
make
in.
you gotta, after this interview, you're gonna have to like make your Twitter account private because everyone's gonna go through it now. So my fault. No, I feel the same way. I get harassed by old heads. They're like, how could you not know this is a legacy? And I get it. I get it, but there's just so much, bro.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a lot, bro. Shout out to Big L. I was listening to him instead. There's like, there's only so much time we got. I do have to ask you, doing more research this time off of Twitter. I believe you've said this in interviews, and I just want to confirm. Were you trained by Brandon Thurston, aka Wrestlenomics on Twitter, the guy who posts like all the graphs of the ratings of all the wrestling shows?
Yeah, he was one of my trainers. I was trained by him, the Blade from AEW, Pepper Parks, and a guy named Mikey Every Night from Buffalo. But most of the work was done by Brandon Thurston from WrestleNomics. Yes,
Bro, you
he
people.
did most of the heavy lifting for my training for sure.
No, I've been in press conference rooms with him. I've never met him, and like you can't judge a Twitter avatar, bro. You'd have no idea. I had no idea about that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
man. I grew up going to independent wrestling shows in Buffalo where he was my favorite wrestler. You know, like watching him do his thing. He was the patron saint of professional wrestling. He amazing promos, amazing in ring work. And then I found out he was a trainer at a local school that I was going to. You know, he just taught me basically everything that I know. Super grateful for him.
those indie Buffalo shows, because I grew up in Cleveland. So I know that the weather and sometimes in the fall when all the snow's gray, like people's attitudes ain't the most positive. So I have to ask you, like, how grimy were some of those independent shows?
Man, the grimiest, but that's what made it fun. You know, going with my mom, like driving 20 minutes to North Tonawanda to go to the show, eating Arby's before the show, getting there, wrestlers being mad, wrestling showing up late. It was amazing. Like
Are
those are
you
some of
a
my favorite memories.
mozzarella stick guy or no?
Yeah, I like mozzarella sticks. I think I prefer the pizza log, but
What's the pizza log?
it's like a mozzarella stick, but it's like a pizza like rolled into like a stick form.
Oh, like a corn dog mozzarella stick?
Something like that. Yeah.
Way to put me out of all people onto
Yeah,
like some fatty
man.
foods.
You give
Also,
yourself a pizza log.
and Arby's sauce underrated, correct?
100%. Arby's is overhated. I love Arby's, or I used to, but I don't really eat it too much anymore. But when I was eating fast food, Arby's was my favorite fast food. I loved Arby's so much.
I
I used to
respect.
slam like 4 beef and cheddars at one time.
Hey, respect to you, my G. We still may be doing it from time to time. We'll try to cut this year. You know what I'm saying? The Continental Classic. I want to ask you. Like, I feel like it was like the shot in the arm that AEW needed. It really made everything must see. I'm here sports radio, like the sports aspect of it was like really badass because I think it's one of like the most that in people's hometowns. I don't think it gets played up enough. Like a home field
Hmm.
advantage, we don't see that enough in wrestling and the sports. And like he has to win, and what this means, and now this other match needs to be a tie. Blah 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 blah. But not only that, I think there was the promos that were done after the matches that weren't even on air that night. Like you'd see it on social media, and then the next week it'd be on there where it's really just
Hmm.
like, bro, it's like back to basics. It's you, it's in a room, and it's the camera guy. And I think for a lot of people, including you, like it really benefited and it really showed a different side. For you getting to experience that and going through it, how was that whole just the whole tournament?
Man, it was great. I feel like AEW was in a transition period over the past couple months that almost follow me through this, but it resembled my character arc. AEW's arc was resembling my character arc for the past year. You know, everyone knows my story. I was transitioning from a pro wrestler, and then I became a sports entertainer, and then I was stuck in limbo between being a sports entertainer and a pro wrestler, and finding my way. And I feel like that was the past like 6 months for AEW. AEW kind of went away from its roots for a little bit, and was seeming a little bit sports entertainment ish. And then the Continental Classic, I think, fully brought it back into a pro wrestling product, a sports based product, like you said, with the promos and with the competition based around the matches. I feel like I'm a fan of very stripped down product in wrestling, and I feel like the Continental Classic brought that back to AEW. It was bare bones. These people are competing for this. Super
Yeah.
easy to follow, super easy story. And I think, it was exactly the shot in the arm that we needed. And I was glad to be a part of that. And if you notice, everyone started doing those backstage interviews after I did it, after my match with MJF. So, like, I'm not trying to say everyone is copying me, but I definitely think that was the catalyst for everybody doing a backstage interview after every single time they're on TV for right now.
No, and the thing I loved about it too is like, in some situations you can fake the funk, but with the way that the tournament was set up, it's like, sink or swim situations. And it really,
100%.
yeah, it brought the light to a lot of people, you including. And as we head into this third and final act of this interview, we need to remind people February 10th, the night before the Super Bowl, the night before the big game. One of the best things you need to do this week for big game weekend, for Super Bowl week, is go to AEW Collision. Collision coming to Vegas for the first time. Dollar Loan Center, brand new venue. First professional wrestling event at that venue. Be sure to be there. Get your tickets at AEWTix.com. And now let's have some more fun. I can't believe I've gone this long without mentioning the dance. I'm kind of proud of myself. And since we are talking after what just happened this weekend on Collision, to see one of the greatest tag teams in the world and one of the greatest wrestlers of a generation get sturdy with it. How did that feel?
Man, I feel like it's amazing. Like I talked to Orange Cassidy after, and he was like, "Man, I can't believe that we were just in the ring thrusting our hips with Edge."
Him
And
too. I totally forgot.
yeah,
My
yeah,
fault.
I feel the same way. I get very excited when I hear like these legends and these people when we come out after the show and stuff, and they're like, "Hey, I want to do the dance." Like that's crazy. Like I never viewed myself as somebody who would, be known for his dancing in the wrestling ring, but it's kind of been a blessing because it gives people something to attach to me, and I get to be associated with these legends now who are doing my thing, which is a crazy concept.
And look, wrestling, like everyone loves wrestling, right? So some people might not be, I don't want to say uncultured. They might not eat food with seasoning and they might not be like the most rhythmic people. So to
Mm-hmm.
see people get sturdy and like, just to clarify, like with the sturdiness, it really starts with the legs, like as a base with the movement,
Oh yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Can
And
I get like,
I love it. It's all in the hips, and I love seeing the people who are like kind of good at doing it, and then the people who stink at it. I don't know if you saw, man, all love and respect to Matt Hardy. That's my dog. But I don't know if you saw the video of Matt Hardy doing it. Oh my gosh, insane! He looked like a infant trying to walk, or like a deer walking on ice.
I know the holidays are over. 2024 is here, and we can't forget about grandma hooking you up for Christmas with a lot of cash. And now you need to figure out, well, what am I going to spend it on? I have a suggestion: Zip Chair Gaming. Whether you need furniture for the man cave, the living room, wherever around the house, sofa, couches, they got you. But let me speak to you from my personal experience, and that's where Zip Chair Gaming comes in. Their gaming chairs, best in the business. I spend a lot of hours, whether I'm here at the station in this studio or my studio at home, doing interviews, doing my shows, recording, editing, all of that stuff, gaming, whatever it is, you need to improve your quality of life. ZipChair can help you. Plus, we live in a world where branding is so important for everybody, right? The customization is amazing. There is nothing like sitting in a chair with your own logo, like you're in the locker room in any pro team. Get hooked up, zipchairgaming.com, and be sure to use that discount code Adrian, ADRIAN, for an extra 10%. Zipchair Gaming.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes it's about the effort being put into it, that even if you can't, you're going out there with the confidence. And sometimes that's half of the story. No, it's been amazing. I do have to ask you though, like you and Nana had that quick moment. Swerve was an inappropriate word I can't say on the radio and interrupted it way too fast. You got to let it live for a little bit. Do you think you got Nana's ass in the confrontation, in the battle?
100%. I mean, I think I had Nana overall in this. I think it was a little weird that, I started dancing and then it started getting some crazy reactions, and Nana started dancing like a couple weeks after that. So I'm not trying to say who set the trend in this current generation of dancing and wrestling, but some people are just tastemakers and some people are followers. So who knows?
Yo, I got two more questions, but I asked you at the beginning, like if you could bring Cat Williams energy, and you've called your shot on a couple things throughout
Yeah,
this. So I appreciate you. You
I
understood the
got you.
assignment. Um, this is where I try to open up Daniel Garcia because I've said it a couple times. The show is February 10th, right? I know it's big game weekend, but I need my people to also realize like we're gonna be days ahead of Valentine's Day.
Hmm.
So first off, what's in the R&B playlist? Like when you trying to kick it, like if Ice Spice pulled up right now, like how you
Man,
setting the mood?
man, you're taking my mind somewhere else right now. But I love like early. So like I said, I was born in '98. I love old throwback R&B. Like I love Ashanti. I love Ja Rule. I love all that. But for me, my favorite R&B is like that early 2010s, like DJ Mustard, same beat every single time R&B. Like
Okay.
like Ty Dolla Sign, stuff like that. Like Don't
That's
Tell
how
'Em. Like
so
I love stuff like that.
Stables and the Horses got my baby mama pregnant. Salute to her. I appreciate her, my son sire. No, that's a true story.
Shout out Sire.
Yeah, yeah, Young King. Shout
Yeah.
out to him. Okay. Do you listen to Black, Brett Fayez? Like, are we in that?
Yeah, I love stuff like that too.
Okay. All right. See, I salute you.
Sonder, Georgia Smith, I love it all.
Shout out to her for so many reasons.
That's
When
my number
you
one.
as you've blown up and you've gotten onto this national TV stage and stuff, like what's the DM situation like? Like, are you over flooded? Do you still shoot shots? Like, be honest with me. Like, how do you bring
Hell
up
yeah,
your
I still
job?
choose guys.
So talk me through that
100%.
if you could.
Well, what you want to hear?
So like how you so okay, all right. So let's see. So is it like, oh, this girl just favorited my tweet. She's
Okay.
about business. Is it that for you, or are you just like, no, I'm interested, so I'm gonna shoot it?
Man, I stay off Twitter because, like I try to keep away from wrestling. Like I like girls who don't know anything about what I do. So like if I like follow a girl on Instagram, she follows me back, boom, boom, boom. If I'm interested, guys, let me put you on to some game. Don't reply to like the selfies, don't reply to the body pictures. You got to reply to the things that she don't expect you to reply to. Like the pictures of like the sunset, the pictures of her favorite song. Like that's the game. You got to reply to like that kind of stuff. Say stuff about her outfit, like this, because everyone's gonna DM her in the selfie where she looks great or the picture where her booty's showing. Everyone's gonna DM
Facts.
her on that. You got to be different, and even though you want to reply to stuff like that, you got to do it to something else. That's
I
game right there.
I appreciate you. I thought you were gonna say like pictures of the sunset, pictures with her and her boyfriend, like things that,
Well, that
things
too, you never know if you don't shoot.
Yeah, sure, for sure. And I'll throw something in there, whatever my advice means compared to yours. But like, you
You know,
gotta like be like, yo, I would love to spend time with you. Go to the Lego store. Let's buy some Legos and let's build it together.
hey, I like that. I
Is
like
that
that.
smooth?
I like that. Yeah, I mean, that's not really something I would do. I'm a little too dumb to play like Legos. I think I get frustrated. Uh,
We got to get you on
so
some
that's not really
Legos.
my speed.
Nah, because and also, but if you do a couple Legos, you post it on the story, like, oh, he likes Legos. He's so down to earth. This
Oh
big
yeah,
wrestler. You
yeah.
see what I'm saying? It shows like another side. We got to save this stuff for Patreon. Let's close
We
this out
do.
real
We
quick before
definitely do.
before John's like, yo, y'all need to chill right now. Our final question. I didn't say Happy New Year's because we're 2 weeks into the new year, but the
Mhm.
new year is here. In 2024, when it comes to your career in professional wrestling, your career in AEW, is there a specific goal?
Man, like I said, I've said this in many interviews. My contract is up this year, so my number one focus is just earning another contract and showing that I am somebody that can be built around and somebody that can be fully invested in as a top guy. That's my number one priority. My priority outside of that is what a better way to show you can be a top guy than winning a title. And I would love, love, love to win some singles gold in AEW. And having some gold makes the DMs a lot easier. So,
Yo,
so
this
I
guy's a
love I love to win a
storyteller.
championship.
Yo, Daniel Garcia is a storyteller. And by the way, I apologize because I said that was my last question. This is my true last question. AEW 5 years. What is your favorite memory in your career in AEW?
Ooh, probably my match against Mox. First time we were at the LA Forum,
Mm,
main event.
beautiful. There it is.
Or
February
some
10th.
stuff, or some stuff behind the scenes with Isaiah that I can't talk about.
We can't
That's
talk
got to
about
be
that,
up there
brother.
too.
Yeah. So yeah, later. Yo, Daniel, this has been a pleasure. I know you stuck in Buffalo right now. Wherever you got to travel to, I hope the flight ain't canceled or delayed to make sure you're here. Big game weekend, AEW Collision, February 10th. Get your tickets, AEWTix.com. Daniel, this has been a pleasure, my G.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. See you in
Oh,
Vegas.
there it is.